Today I'd like to share with you a perspective on workplace design that goes beyond planning aesthetics.
Right.
It's about how we create connection through space, how we intentionally design environments and bring people together, shape culture, and ultimately influence performance. I call this spatial connectivity. Before I start, I'd like to share a story with you. It was shared with me by Cochrane. He was telling me that not too long ago, he interviewed a staff, right, eventual staff, to work for his company. And this young chap came and see him, get all the credentials, educational background, probably have or don't have experience, but brilliant chap, all right? And after the interview, basically he says to this chap, okay, you got a job, I'm going to hire you. So the next thing, his kid told him when he started to start work, and all the necessary details about his job. And this young chap basically told him that I won't be coming into the office. I'll be working from Starbucks. You just need to provide me a laptop and I'll work for you. Because I don't like to be in the office. And then, of course, the immediate reaction from Cochrane was that I don't think I can employ you because you want to work in Starbucks and you don't want to be in the office together with the rest of us. This basically encapsulates how the younger generation view their workplace. So it is important for us to realize that the younger generation are a lot more different than us. The way how they view their work, it's a lot different from us. To them, they have a lot of emphasis on work-life balance. They like to be in a place that doesn't look like an office. And this is a challenge that a lot of employers have nowadays. Today, that's what I want to talk to you all about. Good morning. My name is Ronnie Chung. I'm the founder and managing director of Innovative Space Dimensions. I've been established since 1988. I've been practicing for 20 years. Interior design. I sit on a number of organizations and communities in the Architect Malaysia. I'm the founding president of the Malaysian Institute of Interior Designers. Also a fellow member of the Malaysian Institute of Interior Designers. Also, I was the past chairman of Asia Pacific Space Designers Association. Currently, I'm an ambassador for Asia for International Federation of Interior Designers and Architects, IFI. I was also a past executive board member of IFI and have been a resident of Lifetime Achievement Award Society. And I've also working to a global design awards since 1992. Workplaces today is no longer just physical environments. They are living ecosystems where people interact, relationships are built, and ideas evolve. And as designers, we are no longer just shaping spaces. We are shaping human behavior, interaction, and experience. The workplace is one of the most complex environments of design. It is where a diverse group of individuals must come together and work towards a common goal. Each individual plays a different role, contributes different expertise, and operates in different ways. Yet, success depends on how effectively each function is one. Within a single workplace, we see an incredible spectrum of diversity. Different generations, different educational backgrounds, different social and cultural contexts, different ways of thinking and working, and yet all these differences must align into a cohesive, high-performing team. So the challenge we face as designers is this: how do we bring people together? How do we create environments where individuals don't just coexist but truly connect? How do we align people towards shared goals through space? So you can see workplace design, unlike if you're doing residential project, unlike if you're doing a hotel project, unlike when you're doing a retail project, we'll find that those other projects have very definite group of people that you need to address to. So let's say, for example, if you're doing accounting, we need to answer to the needs of basically a certain amount. Alright, maybe their children, maybe their parents, and that's all. If you are basically doing a F&B outlet, so basically your audience is basically it's the target market people that come to the F&B out. So it's just basically a very narrow spectrum of people who are touching. But in the workplace environment is different, because you'll find that the number of these people, they come from different education background. You got a person that just basically was LSPM. There are some people that we come in with a degree, some with a PhD. Alright? They come from different family backgrounds, some come from rich families, poor families, they come from different religion, they come from different culture, sometimes they speak different languages, and most important of all is that it comes from different generations. So it is quite often that you see within the work environment itself, maybe 4 or 5 generations of people coupled together, and they are expected to work as one with one common objective. And these 5 groups of actually the baby boomers. Alright, then there are the Gen X, the Gen Y, the Gen Z, now we would like the Gen Alpha. So all of these groups of people have a different way of thinking. They have a different way of looking at life. So how do you put all these people together? Because that's a huge multitude of different people that we need to address to. And we are expected to make sure that they work together in a single objective as a discrete with the economy for a company. Spatial connectivity is about designing environments that intentionally foster interaction, belonging, and collaboration. It is about creating a network of spaces that connect people, not just physically, but socially and emotionally. It is the invisible layer of design that defines how a workplace actually functions. I remember a long time ago when I first started my career in interior design, that's about 40 years ago. The most important thing that we always look at, I will try to address and inject, is this being able to on 3 things. And then it's our things. Alright, so the 3 things are basically, it's about form, function, aesthetics, and to a certain extent, cost. Right? So these are the things that we think is good dynamic. However, when you're doing workplace design, especially the workplace design landscapes change so much. The thing that we need to get in is the human content. Because in the workplace, you are dealing with people. And therefore, the human content is very, very important. Traditionally, workplaces were designed for efficiency. So you can see the image on the left. That's how the traditional workplace would look like. In fact, the ones that when I first started 40 years ago, things wasn't even there. It's just basically rows and rows of desks, and probably managers sitting right at the end, overseeing the rest of the working. It was more like a factory kind of production line, factory kind of environment. Structured layouts, fixed workstation, departments that work in silos. Today, the focus has shifted. We design for experience, we design for culture, we design for connection. Because ultimately, people drive performance, not spaces. At the heart of spatial connectivity is a human-centric approach. Design must consider not just what people do, but how they think. Wellness is no longer an add-on, it's a fundamental. Spaces must support mental clarity, emotional conflict, and physical well-being. Because a healthy workforce is a productive workforce. Every journey begins somewhere. In the workplace, the journey begins with the perception. This space sets the tone. It establishes the identity of the organization. It communicates culture, values, and aspiration. For visitors, it is the first impression. For employees, it reinforces the sense of belonging. And not just a reception, it's the organization's story. A well-designed arrival space does more than welcome. It tells a story. Who are we? What do we stand for? Where are we going? Through accurately, spatial planning, visual narrative, we communicate the essence of the brand. Beyond the reception, we can extend storytelling through experiential environment spaces. These spaces allow visitors and even employees to understand the organization environment. They showcase products, services, achievements, and future aspirations of the organization. They create engagement, and more importantly, they create connection between people and purpose. To support connectivity, many organizations are adopting an agile workplace strategy. Agile environments are flexible, adaptable, and responsive. They provide a variety of spaces that support different working needs, from collaboration to focus, from interaction to reflection. While collaboration is important, focus is equally critical. In highly interactive environments, we must also provide spaces for deep concentration. This balance is essential for productivity. Focus spots are designed for individuals who require absolute concentration. They provide acoustic privacy, minimal distraction. In dynamic workplace, these spaces are critical because innovation doesn't come from collaboration. It also comes from deep thinking. At the heart of spatial connectivity are community spaces. These are shared environments where interaction happens naturally. They are not assigned, they are experienced. And they play a key role in building relationships across an organization. Community spaces can be both formal as well as informal. Formal spaces support structured discussions. Informal spaces encourage spontaneous interaction. Both are essential because real collaboration happens across both. Cafes and antiques are some of the most powerful connectors. They bring people together across departments. They encourage passion and habitus, and often they become birthplace of ideas. Some of the most meaningful interactions are unplanned. They happen by chance. As designers, we can encourage this through layout, circulation, and spatial terms. Because sometimes simple conversations leads to big ideas. So I remember I read when Steve Jobs, you all know Steve Jobs today, although he's gone, when he decided to build the Apple history. One of the things that he told his architects was that we want to create spaces within the organization itself where you get chance encounters. And what do I mean by chance encounters? You go to your locker, this handiwork, with a white space within the locker area that's conducive so that when you bump into someone, you have a chance encounter with this person, and therefore, when you have this chance encounter with this particular person, it sparks a conversation. So, for example, if you have a number of people that's different departments, so like this guy is an engineer, this guy is a logistic guy, whatever, you come in and you bump into each other. And this would take about working on years about this problem. And then that now brings in his department to his expertise, he has a solution for you. So when you create this kind of chance encounters, it sparks a lot of conversation. It sparks a lot of conversation that may lead to solutions to problems. There's also a case where, one time I was working for British Tobacco. And what happened is that they say that, fine, when you want people to collaborate, and when they collaborate, you want lots of spaces for people to write their thoughts. Right? So whenever you have the meetings, they write their thoughts in order. And it's all there for everyone to see. And the reason for that is that someone who may have an answer to your solution just walk past by, and he looks at what you're writing down and says, hey, I think I have a solution for them. Why don't you do it this way? So that's what collaboration, true collaboration is. People are not machines. They need moments of pause, reset, and recharge. Relaxation zones provide that space. A place to step away, reflect, and simply breathe. These moments are essential for maintaining mental clarity and overall well-being. So the thing is that these are things that you need to provide in the work environment itself. So if you have someone that will be working in intense states, so they will working in intense states for 1 hour and 2 hours, and it just need a break, just a ego, to just recharge themselves. These are all essential workplace design. If I look at workplace design 30 years ago, if you were to do that, the boss will say that you're fired. Why it used to be right? But nowadays it's different. And that's to a health and the design. Because you'll find that this people in charge, they come back, they do better work for you. Supporting for working mothers. So the thing is that it's getting very, very important nowadays. Truly human-centered workplace supports in all stages of life. Mothers' rooms are critical and important. They provide safe, private, and comfortable space for nursing mothers. This allows new mothers to return to work with dignity and confidence. And more importantly, it signals that the organization values and supports them. So you find that if you look at our work population during World War II. You'll find that nowadays, typically during the end office, you see sometimes more even than men. So how do you address, because the thing is that people get married, they start having children. How do you encourage them that into the workforce? Right? Because some people basically, once they start having children, their life changes. And then you say that we start doing it to work either. Saying that this is because of that. So now essentially what they do is that they provide underscore because they know they need to help in other transition back into the workforce again. So it's important to provide other schools to strength you like you do. Child care facilities. Alright, this is not, we'll see much of this yet, but in a lot of other organizations, they are already doing this, which I had actually the thought one was for and a truly human-centric workplace supports people to all stages of life. Taking a step further, some organizations integrate childcare facilities within the workplace. This allows parents to bring their young children to work. It reduces stress and anxiety and enables them to be focused in that day. It is a powerful example of how design can support human needs. So the usual problem with a lot of young parents after they children what? The ages from probably 1 year old until probably 7 years old. The parents are this problem. Either they say, if I want to return back to the workforce, I gotta find a nursery where I send my children for. And the problem is that we see a lot of our cases, particularly in hospitals, where people say their children in nursing home and something happened to them, they huge son, they end up dead, all right? So that creates a lot of anxiety in parents because they say, here I am, I could give them money. I want to be productive, I want to return back to working. But on the other hand, I got this young children who's global. Then the organization has started to look at coming out with childcare centers where the young parents and basically their children in the same building as they are working. And they can come and see actually things at time to time. The monitor how he will progress in this childcare center. So this is very important because the organizations do that. They show to their employees that they care about people. Right? The employees see that their top then employees care, they return it back by being more productive in what we do. When we design for inclusivity, whether for parents, different personalities, or diverse needs, we create environments where everyone can thrive. This strengthens culture and ultimately strengthens organization. The business impact. Good design is not just about aesthetics. It delivers real value. It helps organizations to attract talent. It helps organizations to gain talent. It fosters collaboration, align teams towards common goals, and also it enhances productivity and innovation. When people are engaged, supported and connected, they perform better. And when performance improves, so does the bottom line. Design, therefore, becomes a strategy business tool, not just cost, but it's an investment. Spatial connectivity It's about creating environments that bring people together. It is about designing not just for function, but for relationships. Because ultimately organizations succeed well, succeed. So as designers, the question we should always ask is, are we simply creating spaces or are we creating connections? Because when we design for connectivity, we don't just build workplaces, we build communities. So with this, I'd like to end the first part of presentation, which basically encapsulates what I'm touching on today. The second part is I'm going to share with you today's stories as projects done in the chance. And I selected a couple of projects spanning 13 years. All right. And you'll find that 13 years is actually a very long time for workplace design because so much changed in the last 13 years. So I'll get straight into that. So I'm going to do this first case study. This first case study is related to the second case study. It shows how a project, same company, same space, how it has transitioned over the years. All right. This first one I'm going to show you. Case study number 1 was completed in 2015. Right. So back in 2015, so this space is in the Excel. So with this time they got on 70 many sheets. So only some potentials Jackson would. We made the rooms modeled in such a way that one single meeting room is actually selected, director's room. So if there is a proportion, you'll need to erect that in window. That's all. We also have a huge group of people who are salespeople. So basically they all come into office early in the morning, and by 10 o'clock they are gone. We've got like 200 to 258 people to in the office. So the idea is that if we were to plan space for all these people, what would happen is that we're going to get negative spaces within the office that's thinking after 11 o'clock in the morning. Because all these people which have left their workstations, they've gone to their respective places where they're supposed to work. Then you're going to have this empty pockets of space. So how do we address that? We don't give them a space. We let them work within collaborating spaces in the office itself. So I just go on at this. These are all the four steps and well. So you'll find that they're all the same. Every floor looks about the same. Alright? Because it basically embraces the toss it's a design. So these are all the floors. And that's how it looks like. So at that point of time that you read this office, the unfortunate part is that it told us that we need to follow the branding guidelines. So they're going to break normally, let's say branding guidelines, it only affects graphics. But in that case, the branding guidelines also encompasses the environments that we have the offices in. And I told the manager, Jesse, you set up your branding guideline how many years ago? Now you give to us, it's already dated. So we try to push the limits because head office is circular. So whatever we do, we still need to basically send it back to Switzerland for a review. And what we've done is that we try to push the limits up. So there is certainly what we can go. For example, some of thinking, jotting things that they have is like everything is nothing that wasn't used to us in my design. So it's a chair is square, right? I drop it round chair because as things as absurd as this, right? So this is what we ended up with. So that's how the office looks like. So so then they moving to Studio 1.5, they're working down there, they expand the some things were basically being sold off, there are some departments, some departments expanded, and back in 2023, that's almost 10 years, all right? They came back to us and says that, all right, now we've sold our branding deadline. All right, so now we are all flexible with what we want to do, and we want to prepare our workspace for future. All right. So same is they ask us to basically look at a space they get, but introduce new things into the work environment itself that caters to the younger generation. So it's how different it is. So this is done on a phase basis, so it's 16,000 square feet, 130 people, one of the floors. So you can see how different it is now to be judged. So we did not have the rows and rows of desks. We still have a little bit of rows and rows of US, which is basically CRA and Yankee here. I mean, if you look at the rest of the space, is no longer regimented workstations. So you'll be wondering, 120 people, where did it go? Because we provided so few desks in the ring. And the rest is like a very cafe-handed environment for tech. The idea behind this is that we've gone into what we call Agile office. And in Agile office, basically there's no ownership of space. So nobody owns any space in the office. Now, typical office, you come, there's a workstation dedicated to you. Every day you sit on that same place, right? So you got a drawer, they provide you a drawer. In some minutes, when you go back, try to just leave your things like that. Meaning Agile work, in an Agile work environment, you don't own the space. The moment you leave your workspace, someone can take over your workspace. So you need to clear your desk every time you release. So that's what you can. And you don't have to basically work in this sort of situation. You can work here. So depending on the type of work that you're doing, you can sit in any office. And the good part about this is that the guy that comes earliest to office gets the best space to sit in. All right? If you're the guy that comes in late, you get the worst spot in the office. So that encourages you to come early, right? And that's what we do. So that's how we look. So you can see it's very, very flexible. But for us to achieve this, we need to provide locker rooms because of things like you're not allowed to store any of your personal belongings in the workstation that you work in. Because the moment you leave, you're supposed to clear everything. So you put your things inside, right? So that's how it looks like right now. So it doesn't look like your typical office. Right, so you're wondering where all these people are working. So we provide a lot of community spaces, a lot of spaces for people to meet, collaborate, to do their meetings. At the same time, they get to work in these spaces. And also to work in this kind of environment, everybody can work basically from a laptop. You can't have carbon pieces, desktop pieces. Early on, there are some rows of tables. Those are the ones that have permanent PCs, but the rest of other places got to use to a laptop. So every staff has laptop. It functions like a Wi-Fi. 5 and 5. So you can see it's different way of working. So we telephone booths for them, because the thing is that when offices that open, sometimes we have private conversations that you need to have. So there are basically telephone booths, there are huddle rooms, there are focus spots. If you want to do work where we need a lot of concentration, then you put these people that work in OB. They say, okay, I'm going to do this for the next 8 hours. I'm going to do the details, but I don't want to do this stuff. So you can find new servers. So a very cafe kind of, and so these are the ones where you were supposed to run serious work. So these are the ones that has desktop PC. And you don't think you only have very few of us in the office. So when you have a situation like that, you'll find that the younger generation, the generations, they can create this kind of spaces that our solution is better in place. So like it or not, time moves on. If we don't adapt and we don't try to accommodate the new people, the new workforce that comes on board, we can able to do it. So you are learning with the different concepts at working. So now the next case study, I take you back to 2013. So still very traditional art working. All right. This office is basically a converted car park. So it's a multi-story car park. It's located in the central heart of KL. So what happened was that at the point of time when they built the building, the X numbers of car parks, right? But over the years, as the city grew, more new buildings came out, and there were shopping centers and all there. And there was an LRT running next to the building itself. The amount of car parks required by authorities for this particular building actually dropped. So the developer got smart and said, okay, I'm going to put the last floor on car park because it's our style. The last floor on car park was turned to an office space. So this office space, 3,800 square feet, seats 40 people. And that's how it looks like. So still very traditional way of working. We have rows and rows of desks. And that's how it looks like. Yeah. So you can see there's a setting being very low. We actually chose to remove whatever setting that is down there. I can try to get as much tapering as possible. So not expose where M&E systems see. Next project I'd like to show you, also very traditional ways of taking 2013, they are always all the same. Alright, dedicated own space, your Sumasashi Stage-out office. It's still basically equal to getting the roads, less roads. So this is basically for the DYU. This is one out of DYU. It's a oil and gas company, and it's about 7,000 split. But only 620 people because this is where the big portions. So that's the layout. So it's still very traditional, as you can see, it's all because rows of workstations and people. So this is what I call it a dual bank kind of planning. All the heads sit where the big is, and the people generally don't really get the view or the natural light. That's how their reception looks like. So this is, I read you earlier on, this is basically time. It is the introduction to any office. And this is for Attract Energy also 2013 same building. So you can see it's very typical kind of padding that we would do in housing. Then we have got this office project for T-Quad. T-Quad is known as chemical company from Germany. The occupied Russia and electric, into healthcare, water technology, as well as biodiversity technologies. The workplace function is an experiential center, specification hub, regional training and distribution management. 22,000 square feet, rented. So you can see this is still very traditional way of planning for the office. So where you can see rows of people. But here we already started embracing taking all the roots, to top the core of the building, while trying to achieve maximum light and view for the masses. And do this particular T-Quad office is the only one in the world. So actually have an experiential center of product allowing within the office itself. That's how it looks like. So that's the product alone. And that's how the general office looks like. So very, very traditional way. Workstations, everybody sitting in their side work. Then we have something here in the US. 2019 years initially by Artwright. So everybody was Artwright. Artwright is this gift that we gave to office system supplier in Malaysia. So we were commissioned by them. I did a project for them. Tried to get about 15 years ago. And then when we started, we decided to move out to the central of GL, the hub of GL. The boss approached me and says that I would like to do a showroom incorporating office. So this is just the first project, because I just wanted to show you how a showroom can be incorporated together with the office. Alright, so this is Platinum Tuck in the GLCC area. It occupies 20,000 square feet and 6 40 people. So you'll be thinking 40 people, 1,000 square feet, that's luxurious. But because it is a showroom, so a lot of space and it doesn't disturb. Very, very odd shaped building that we have. And so it's a fan, more or less fan shaped building, not full bodied fan. And this is what we did for them. So you can see what happens is that you come in from here, you get into a foyer, and as you enter this hot service for the staff to go in. So as you enter here, you get in a showroom sort of. This night space is probably left like because they change the display from time to time. Alright, they've got a very nice ballroom over here, and you've got matter in rooms. They've got a beautiful fantastic over here, which also includes some presentation area whenever they have a function. The ballroom is a place where we are importing buyers to come and to do their presentations at the same time as the whole office meeting, and then the rest of it is here. So when the boss came and see me and says that, hey, I'm going to put my showroom, and this is on the message floor, say, some little cupboard store. Here on the west, change the bar. And anyway, it's on one of the highest floors of another tower. So it says that I'm going to put my showroom on this building. Alright. So then we look at models, most of the people who do furniture systems and how their showroom system look like. And all of them is basically only on ground floor. So either they're in a factory or they're in a shop house, maybe they walk in, you see lots of furniture. So we told him that we can all approach it differently, right? Because the thing is like, you know that the language of the contracts wrong. You told me that your guests are allowing on an invited basis, so we can walk in asking us. Everybody I'm saying is invited, right? So how do we do about that? So I told me basically, let's still create a high street particularly sort of look, so that over the person enters the floor, what they see is a showcase. So which normally they see in the system and show. And then the next thing I told him, Artwright has a very long heritage. Some of you here in this room remembers Artwright, especially if you are using the T-square, all right, the drafting boards, the chairs. That's how we started their business. We started their business doing drafting tables, drafting chairs, the T-squares, the slider. That is their history. The father started it that way. And then now, of course, the forming just a stone-time shell. So, but for the younger generation, probably there was some of them because it was like they tried to came into this industry in the era of computers. So in those days, we would trust them in late hours. So we was like this thing. So I told him, you've got a huge and long heritage. And how do we capitalize on heritage that we have? So I told him, you read the word history reward. Is that charts from our students of the company, so that if anyone will visit your company, they know that your history goes and what that, and the heritage is saved. So that's what I convinced it and says that that's a great idea. We'll do that. We have history all part of the whole gathering itself. Then the next thing I told him, do you know when you do a chair? Everybody sees a chair, especially an office chair, as an office chair. You just sit on it. We've talked about it for you in English. But nobody understands the complexity of the engineering that goes into one single chair. You read you basically break down the components to show people how a chair is engineered. Then people will then appreciate the technology that goes into a chair. Because if not, you will just see your checks and they will slip on. So these are some of the things that we discuss, and that's what it turned into. And this is the result. This is the outdoor space, which serves as a cafe, serves as a town hall, it serves as a huge presentation space, serves as like event space where whenever they can gather with the thing, they put together, people will do that in this together. You notice there is a spiral staircase in there. This spiral is this fixed spiral staircase. It leads to nowhere. It just goes inside the ceiling. That's all. The reason why we have a spiral staircase is basically to allow for more seating. So just whenever you do a presentation, just a presentation is just sound like here. Sure, when you run out of seats, you've got still people sitting on the staircase and looking out because you've got a higher vantage point when you're sitting on the spiral staircase into it. So that's another view of it. This is a showroom. This is the product gallery. So this is the foyer that I talked to you about. All right. So as you open the lift door, you see this showcase. So this is a showcase. And this, I told him, you change according to the seasons. So it's Christmas, you've got a Christmas setting down there. If it's Hari Raya, you have a Hari Raya setting. So we change the show look. Alright? So this one is doing their launch. So basically, you can see this is the old Artwright drafting table. They couldn't find the board anymore. So it's just a skeleton without the board, right? It's their old drafting chair. So it's just to show the history of the company. So maybe today go to the show, this cannot be there, it will be something else. So it changes when it's hour. And this is the place where the product of the mind is showing. Over here, there's the street wall. So it shows the milestone to the company. They're going to have a reception. So we've done away with a reception because all the guests are basically invited guests. So when you have invited guests in the event section, right? Because you know when the person is coming, you go down, you invite them up. So this is basically a concierge counter. You don't have a reception there anymore. Whatever furniture that you see being displayed there is not only functional, it is also for sale. That's the breakout area, collect area, another collect area. That's their walkway. And we specially designed the tables for them because they were into height adjustable table. So very rare you get a conference table that's also height adjustable. So we work together with the engineering to use it how this spoke conference table that is A-shaped that can be adjusted. With your room, you notice there's a wine cellar, alright. So he does a lot in the dating to his guests. So when he's a wine lover, he wants to show off his wine. So he actually has a wine cellar in his bottle itself. So what you see is there's a piece of glass that covers this. This is the special environment to shield the wine, but it is exposed in the bottle itself. That's his room, Boston, President, US General Office, US Media. Next, we go to 2021. So you remember 2021, that's just right after the pandemic, right? And then we hit the second in right? When we were commissioned to do this project, it was just before the pandemic. So this Roche Pharma, they're basically a pharmaceutical company from Switzerland. And they basically wanted us to renovate the office 13,000 square feet, 150 people in the clinical in some way. And at that point in time, and it was so timely, it was very timely, we decided to do agile office for them. And they agreed to that. So the idea is that everybody doesn't get a look, even the head of the company sits together with all the staff. Everybody gets the same workstation. So whether you're a clerk, or you're a manager, or you're a director, you get the same size desk as everybody does. And that's what truly agile office is all about. You're stupid while attending. So we decided on that. And after we finished the planning, the pandemic sheet, there's shut down when you work software. And then this became a test case, because the thing is that how does this work post-pandemic? Because post-pandemic, a lot of people, all of organizations got this big problem. You let everybody work from training. Suddenly, when the pandemic is over, they must all be infected with. There is a lot of resistance, because no people are sometimes people working in firm. And if they will go to a direct meeting office, you say, my house looks better than your office. Comfortable, back to work. Say, it was a big challenge for a lot of organizations. But we've already changed this office. This office is supposed to be post-pandemic, but we didn't know when it was changing. So this is what happened. This is how we plan for them. This is how the office looks like. So although you can see these are basically still workspaces, but all of them don't have drawers. So there's no ownership of space. You don't see any manager's room. Nothing at all. Everybody sits within them. About 20% of space is this huge, gigantic collect the same area. And people actually use this space to work. So, what's the difference? It's like going to Starbucks to work, isn't it, right? So, that problem about the guy who tells Kok-chung, I can only work in the office, I gotta work in Starbucks. You just give me a laptop, I will work there. If you create an environment that emulates what they want, they will come and work for you. They want you to go, you don't have to tell that I want to do this, I'm not in work. Alright? Whole office is on a Wi-Fi environment. Alright, so you notice that there's this sort of stations work stations because these are basically recycled. So we want no choice. Okay, this sort of workstation sales here. But we notice there's a lot of collapse spaces. We've got even mother's rooms. We've got a sink area, like for people. We've got a recreation area, several capacity for recreation areas over here. And this is a huge gigantic cafe with photo spots. We've got places for people to chill out. And how it looks like, you saw it looks like this is the reception. That's the cafe. So you don't feel like you're going to an office anymore. Right? It's like the way any other cafes that you can go to. So this space, very important space, is huge and it's bigger for them. It's made for the town hall, so that when the management to bring it out, whatever, it do it out there, all the staff can come together. It's a place where they celebrate birthdays, it's a place where they celebrate anything good in. It's also a place where they do training. So for all the workers, this is a sick day. So if someone gets sick, they tuck them there, so they ambulance heart. Right? Of course, we've got a partners with which here to show these slides. The next one is Roach RSS. It was done in 2021. So it's all post-pandemic. This is supposed to be an incubator for them, where they incubate businesses. Same principle. So you see, there's not really much of a regimented workspace for them. The focus spots. Next one, equal to 2002, right? So this one I want to show you, we went back a bit, we did go for reach our office because this is BASF and you see the word hangs back to road as GLC. So GLC thinking is still a bit backdated. So they accommodate this backdated part of the gate. So they have got dedicated workspace on rooms or images. So it depends on the sort of type that you will from, the sort of culture. Because some organizations, they're not open to this kind of culture, and you've got a slow situation. So in this case, basically, that's what it is. So that's the kind of office we get. This is 1 house in the jail. And to them, this is like very radical for them, right? Correct. Although what it's already with X. So that's the space that they get. So more or less within traditional kind of workspace, they do have some other rooms. There are some telephone booths, but generally is what I would say pretty traditional kind of workplace environment. There are some elements of agile office introduced, but we are not fully ready to embrace the whole works of how agile office should be. roach agnostic. More recent project is typically can be said. Same thing. So in Jao office, 8,000 square feet, 35 people. We still for the 5 people, but actually you can see more type inside this first. So that's how it looks like. So dedicated working area is only here, right? Just like it about some departments, this would be very good. In Jao office, there's still certain departments that needs dedicated workspace. Like for example, finance department, they need a dedicated space. HR department still needs a dedicated space. All other people don't need to have a different space. That's how it looks like. So when you go inside, it doesn't no longer look like an office setting well. It's totally different to make how people work. This is a place, you see the office in the window. This is a place where you space how heavy work, I need a break, I need to go out the window so that you go up there and sit in the main office and get edited calendar. Project, this is the last project that showed you very recent, just what they did. It's a project which is 2026. Here's for a back. The right say, here you see, I'm going to show you a little bit of retail action, and I'm going to show you a back house. Typically, we do a lot of banks, and in most banks, especially branches, they treat the people like shit and tell me that we used to do banks, they train the people in the back room. A certificate frame and they sit like because they have this total web masters inside there where they just sandwich everybody together because to them the living space is always in with your customer. The back of the house is not important. We want to make it as uncomfortable for you so that you can go out and serve the customer. That was the kind of thinking previous good. But now we have changed the way. They know that in order for people to do quality work, you got to respect that what should be. So it's different. So see this is basically what you see is the retail acting. And that's the ground floor. That's the privilege and wealth banking. So the origin was up there. And then that's the back out of office. So at back out of office is a lot better than what we used to do, let's say 5 years ago. So that's how it looks like. So you come in, there's a greeter, greeter in the waiting area, then you have all the vendors. To the individuals where the relationship managers are. Then you go up to wealth and privilege granting. In the lounge, the wealth and privilege banking. Select areas, and that's how office looks like. So if we say 5 years ago, typical bank branches would ever this like this, they will squeeze their sugar, then each person will probably get a matter about less than 50 square foot of sticks to actually look keep. That's how you do this. And with this, I like to end and I believe this is my last yet. Yeah, person across that. Thank you very much.
So we'll have a short Q&A. If there's anyone who has any questions for our speaker, you can just give something.
That's very sorry about asking to give. But the guys in the morning, they got a token to give whenever you ask a question. I remember at one time, I went to USA to do a talk to the students and we brought gifts, I think. And everybody got something to ask. But usually when you don't have gift, nobody asks anything. So I don't know. I don't really get any questions. Yeah, question.
Ask. What do you think on the trend does not show any hands-on files? we moving digital, mobile phones.
Okay, I think due to legal requirements, due to legal requirements, I think, for example, the finance, you got to keep your records, I think, for like 7 years or something like that. So somehow you can't get away from keeping hard copies. No choice because of legal requirements. So what a lot of organizations right now, what they do, because the thing is that office space is created, and then you could pay a rental of maybe 6 ringgit, 7 ringgit per square feet, and you could use that space just to store paper, then it becomes a very expensive place to store paper. So what a lot of organizations right now, what they do is that they only change current files, and maybe they keep the most 1 year of files. The rest basically sent out to off-site storage. So there are a lot of companies that provide this kind of service where they do off-site storage for companies where they can store and can retrieve the things for you. So this is how organizations solve this sort of problem. However, in come here with the hard copy things because it's basically an audit issue, right? The tax department wants to see the hard copies. So only in scan, or to scan, but they still want the hard copy. So we have to get into that. Yes.
Space for after the nap. What do you think? How we should?
All right, space for afternoon nap. There are some organizations that actually provide you spaces, like they want to use the massage chairs, and you should actually take a nap on the massage chairs. We've got a few clients that actually does that. They allow their staff to basically have their siesta, especially I know most people are right after lunch. They feel drowsy and they just need to take a break. So especially organizations where you grade the staff based on KPIs, like they don't care whether you go to sleep, it's okay. They go to sleep, so we provide you facilities for that. So, but not take that up, providing you pays while it is, all right. So they'll probably give you massage chairs where you just lie down, take a nap. Because these power naps, 10 minutes, there's a lot of wonder in terms of, and instead on, right? It's just like sometimes when you're driving, right? You're driving long distance, straight road, right after lunch, you get very, very sleepy, right? So you go to our car, just park your car, we take a 10 minutes nap. After that, the eye will be so sharp. So that is very important. Organizations are starting to appreciate the fact that people actually need these power naps. When in fact, I happened to do 2 offices, the Proton, and the office is meant for Tun Mahathir, right? Tun Mahathir's office, she always had a place for him to take a nap. And that's the reality. All right, here's the chair, the recliner chair, where he actually takes a nap. He actually lets that he takes power naps. That's the reason why, even with his age, you'll find that his body is very sharp because he takes power naps. Any other questions?
Because as consultant office, especially architectures, our staff always work by the hour. So do you look more experience that can have something like bath, cooking, real working facility in the office?
I think that's a very good idea. If you can do that, it will be very good because if you provide all these sort of facilities now, which is not your typical office, then you actually encourage people to work longer for you, right? Because things that if they're going to work long hours, and of course the typical consultancy works like that, all right? clients always rush you to get something done, and then they sit on it for 1 month so that you see the answer. Difficult, right? And you expect our staff to work through the night. Sometimes they go back 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes even 4 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, you provide shower facilities, provide school. If you provide a place where they can do simple cooking, they'll enjoy it. And in fact, with this technique, our kids will have space to incorporate this kind of facility for them. And their quality of work, you need to provide all these things, like you will notice that the quality of work will be increased by a big margin. Unfortunately, I would have an example for that. But yes, we do have clients that have shower facilities for their staff. All right. But of course, here again, sometimes when you get into a high-rise, if you are in a shop house, it's quite easy to do that. All right. If you go into a high-rise building, sometimes it's a bit difficult to put shower facilities because sometimes the toilets are all shared. So that becomes a little bit of a challenge. But having cooking spaces, especially if it doesn't involve using fire, all right, so you use an electric cooker or you use the microwave, that is okay. That can be easily resolved in a rice building. And questions? Right.
These conservations. Okay. Today the topic is Georgetown 100 sites preserving the past, and remember we need to design for the resilient future. Okay. Do remember today when I'm standing over here, it's not giving any instructions or anything. I'm just here to collaborate between city councils and bank contractors with all the architects over here. So remember, if you have any questions during my presentations, just raise your hand, ask, and I answer. Okay? Why these sessions is better for all the architects? Can I ask? If your answer, I got goodie bags. It's just, no, mine is very nice.
Oh, that's great. This is the one to be and if the sanction is working back to the top.
This is a custom made from our department. A goodie bags inside the. So, any volunteers, architects can tell me or tell anyone why to get platforms is very important. Sure. Sure. There is a latest news. If you all read newspaper yesterday, there is a new guidelines. It started to enforce first pay to help all the architects and also stakeholders. Later I will present. Okay. So, this is the problem. We know that architects don't want to submit plan in Georgetown or at site because they think complexity. They think cost. They think of time. All these problems is to avoid architects to submit plan in Georgetown or at site. Correct? Yes, right? But you all are wrong. After today, you all will change your mind. Okay?
Okay.
Another thing is always waiting. Georgetown and decide cannot do anything. But what we want is adaptive reuse. Okay? You have to change your mind. We want adaptive reuse. Second, approval takes so long? If you remember, previously, when you want to submit, if you want any permissions, we need PM, PM, PB, PB. So it takes years. So today, after the whole presentations, you will know Council is doing something to minimize all the procedures and help all the stakeholders and architects. Okay? And heritage limit creativity. No, actually it is make your think more creative. Remember, think positive and think creatively in Taparasan. Okay? So, welcome all the architects to Georgetown World Heritage Site. One question. When is our Georgetown being inscribed as a World Heritage Site under Unesco?
What's it called?
Not good best.
Yeah.
Can answer? Raise your hand. Yeah, Mr. Dale.
What's it?
Your name? Accept. Name? Okay. Who?
Just you.
Okay. Come.
Right.
Better.
Yes, correct. Thank you. So it's 7 July 2008. Okay? This year already almost 17 to 18 years already, okay? Remember, this is why you got a public holiday on 7 July. Yeah. So another question before I go in. In whole Taparasan, got how many categories of building? Can anyone answer? Got how many categories of building in Taparasan? No one can answer. Yes.
Wow.
Come. 3. No. Wrong. 5. Wrong. Yes.
You might have to solve.
4. Yes.
Đúng rồi.
Give her applause. Can? So I'm from City Councils of Penang Island, and BPP is one of the departments. Wait down. Where's the mouse? Okay. So it's here. This is creativity. I'm like, so between 14 departments, Jakarta Conservasi Warisan is one of the departments, and my office is at Town Hall, Jalan Barat Kota Lama. Okay, I'm in Kota. Previously, before February 2023, our department is at 11th floor Kota. After that, we decided to move down to Town Hall, is to facilitate the public, to easy move in, easy ask questions, everything. Okay. So this is a bit of our department background. Actually, previously this is under a unit in building departments since 2003, and after we got a Unesco, we applied to JPA to convert it into department, and we successfully get approval in 1st July 2011, become a department. Okay. So this photo is just prior, just past, okay? See? So in whole island, Taparasan got 3,852 heritage building. Okay, in Taparasan. In outside, we got 2,299 heritage building. Remember, okay? So under outside, you have to follow this book. All the guidelines, you have to follow this book. In heritage site, you have to follow SAP. Okay? Questions coming. When is the SAP gazetted under state? Who can answer? What is the date? No one can answer. Yes, come. No. Earlier. No. It's 1st of September 2016. Okay? The SAB is gazetted under the state. Okay? So the whole Taparan Dunia Georgetown, we got 3853 Heritage Building. So just now, that lady said, whole Taparan got 4 categories. Right now, I told you, in Taparan got 3853 Heritage Building. So inside here, can you all tell me how many buildings is under category 1?
Don't check what I mean.
How many buildings is under category 1? Very simple. Any question? Any answer?
4.
4. Oh no, wrong. Any question? Answer? No.
5% you are right. Yes.
That means you all don't know about Georgetown or Harry side.
Maybe so.
No.
Check.
Yes, correct. Okay, it's 82 units of category 1 building, and the rest 3771 is category 2 building. Remember the magic number 82 and 3771. Okay?
Okay.
Here. So you see, Taparan actually is just a very small in the Penang Island is about 259 hectares. So it's about 0.85% of the whole Penang Island. It's very small. Okay, inside the Taparan got 4 categories, which is Cat 1, Cat 2, replacement building, which is we call modern building, and another one is infill developments, which is empty land. Okay, 4 categories, Cat 1, Cat 2, replacement building, and infill developments. Okay, Cat 1, 82, Cat 2, 3771, infill and replacement. I have to go back first. Okay. So, why Georgetown and Malacca together can get a Unesco status is because we have our own OUV, which is called Outstanding Universal Value OUV. So we got it under OUV number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, OUV number 2, okay. OUV number 2, you see OUV number 2 is a multi-trading. OUV number 3 is a living testimonial, and OUV number 4 is a mixture of architectures. Okay, so Taparan is having a 3 OUV, very important. OUV number 2, at number 3, and number 4. Okay. So, this is to let all the architects understand, not only councils will take care of Georgetown heritage sites, it's from federal, states, until local councils. Okay, from federal level, we have our KPKP, we have our MONEC, we have our MOE. 3 ministers is taking care. So our KPKP is directly in our local council, which is MPP, and the MONEC will go through JWM, Jakarta West Negara. Okay, then we'll come down with state. Then we have our MOE. MOE is our National UNESCO Commissioner. Okay, so come down to state. State we have state committee, SPC, and also state heritage committee. And come down we have local council, GDCDC, GDWHI, and GRB. Why got so many agencies who take care of Georgetown heritage sites? This is because when we submit to UNESCO, our dossier, our CMP stated very clear that we commit ourselves, that is state commit ourselves to set up 4 agencies. One is State Heritage Committee. Second is to set up GTWHI. Third is to set up our department, Jabatan Konservasi Warisan. Fourth is to set up a technical review panel to review all the developments in Tapa Warisan. Understand? Any question until now? One? Okay. One question. Is there any representative from Pan Northern chapter in TRP?
The chat answer to
Yes.
please.
Yes. When TRP set up until today, since 2010,
Already.
Pan Northern chapter is one of the banner until today. Yeah. This is our TRP. This is a member. This is the meeting. Then the TRP, Technical Review Panel, we call TRP, is chaired by our city secretary. We call it SU. And total we have 12 panels. Okay. So our SU is chairman, our State Heritage Commissioner is the alternate chairman, is our architect Salida here. Okay. Okay, then we have our GM, GTWHI, we have our 2 YPs there, and Jabatan Warisan Negara also has, and we have our USA, another chapter, MIP, IEM, NGO, and 1 independent consultant. Okay, take total is very balanced, and whatever we did, whatever our Professor Son of Akuan, remember, we just to protect our OUV, and whatever is to follow existing SKE and guideline. We are here not to give short shots and we didn't give our own opinion. Whatever opinion from these 12 panels is from SAP, from existing guideline to protect OUV. Okay? So Tapa Warisan is here. It's divided into 2 zones, which is the red one is a core zone, and the blue one is a buffer zone. That means the sea is also considered buffer zone. Okay? So Cat 1 building is in red color, total 82 units. Cat 2 is in pink color, in field developments. That means it's an empty land, it's in purple color, and the green color one is a replacement. So this is the whole Tapa Warisan. The building, total building is 5013 for this 4 category, and it's here. So it's core and buffer. Core and buffer is having same guideline. Okay? Core and buffer is having same guideline in our Georgetown World Heritage Site. Got question? No question?
Sorry, miss.
That's good. Oh,
Thanks for the
you said it. I said it. So sort of. It is the
like stay.
is really
Let's wait a second.
Yes. Our department is responsible in Tapa Warisan and also all the heritage building in the island. So our departments will comment your plan, although your development is outside the Georgetown World Heritage Site, which involve heritage building.
Let's see. I asked, but
in my opinion, there are a lot of what is considered
heritage buildings. One sort of huge development against a very small individual heritage building. You consider that as kind of our character, or is that okay? I mean, your comment tells us about our size responsibility.
Right now, just now, like I explained just now, in Taparisa we have SAP. Outside we have the guidelines. So in the guideline, because the guideline, when they did the guideline in 2007, so a lot of considerations is not there. That means it's not like huge developments. Underneath got one heritage building. So right now our departments already we check and we look at this guys one, and we soon next week we will discuss with our commissioner, doctor. So if everything is okay, soon we will come up a new guideline for outside.
I mean, I'm not trying to say stop, but it's how you can incorporate a 4-story building into a 2-story heritage. Even inside, which you can see actually along kilometers, right? I mean,
Yes.
so it's even a 2-story building, 40-story time. That this is what all your communist day tells us and do you fighting for the future now. Of course, what is done cannot be changed. That's not about what's fault because you don't have the guidelines at the moment. And so go in line, do it, how to do it. And as this wonder whether in the future it's more sensitive development that you should.
Of course, we want more sensitive developments, and also in council, we can't stop developments. Okay, for a city to put in a lot of economies to come in, we need developments also. So these two have to be balanced. So a lot of time when they design or any developments that involve heritage building, a lot of time we need technical things. So when you see, for example, the vaccine building and mechanism, we also sit down and discuss. A lot of things what we want is sit down and discuss to get a better design for the site, rather than the first design where they only consider their new developments without thinking. So actually our commissioner sent us a letter to request to set up a TRP, technical review panel, to look in all the developments which involve heritage building outside the Georgetown heritage sites. We have discussions with our commission already, and in principle, the Bandans agreed. So we have to sit down with both departments, agency, to both see how to set up that departments. That meeting.
Well, there is
The 229 listed one.
there is
Right now, no, but you can write to our departments, then we can answer you whether this building is listed or not. And also, this list will be in our RT local plan. Yes, because that scenario actually is approved by SPC in year 2007. So this list will be in the coming local plan.
What is the time frame for this guideline you guys had?
Hopefully this year.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see actually for me personally that as I said, I'm not against actually relation to see is how we have guidelines and was to preserve and how it's existing. I don't want to name any fellow, but you know, you build code and then you house that facade. That new building seems to be a little bit so
Not so great at that. So that that's set going to be not about. To be a good strong and robust guideline on tenant house. Any of the scheme must have house. We are quite small plan. Now you must really much. This hiding in the back. I mean, an example of Aragon. I think what is average is really deciding order up. I mean, anybody's been to Cap Aragon shopping center, up in the corner. It's meaningless, But I just want to see an development personally. You then concepts. Pleasure. And the sad person. I'm sure the councils now can actively engage you on stakeholders and come up with that route. This once in a while, Tabang Barisam, you don't attack that. Comes very fragmented. I want a kind of seamless transition between Tabang Barisam and you're buying sold seamless in terms of preservation of architecture. I will just architecture now. Thank you.
So I continue. So here we in the Tabang Barisam we got Cat 1, Cat 2 replacement included. For Cat 1 building, 82 units only allow repair. Okay, at this moment only allow repair. You cannot tell us and submit plan from church. You want to change of use code another thing. Cannot. Okay. For Cat 2, yes, you are allowed to adaptive reuse the whole building. For replacement, if you want, you can tear down and rebuild also, but I don't think a lot of people want because right now their building is higher than 18 meters. And also the infill developments is empty land. This is some of the actual building that's being built from the infill developments from these past 17 years. Okay. So this is a basic architecture for a Cat 2 building in the whole Tabang Barisam. So these 6 architectures have to maintain. So if you involved in a project where East Southern Chinese eclectic style, don't submit a plan that you want to change your facade to early street eclectic. Cannot. And it's a no. Okay? You have to maintain the original characters of the architecture. Okay? For the infill developments that is empty land in Tabang Barisam, the maximum height for all the developments is 18 meters, 18 meters. Okay? But remember, if your land is here, for example, I am having an empty land is here, but this building is a heritage building, 2-story. And this building is a heritage building, 3-story or 4-story. My land cannot go to 18 meters. I only allow 2-story. Follow the lowest. Okay? Follow the lowest, not the highest. Remember, architects, don't challenge this guideline. It's stated very clear in the SAP. Okay? Yes, sir.
So on the infill development, do we have to submit to go to one on the design, especially the facade?
Yes, in Tabang Barisam later I will explain. In whole Tabang Barisam applications. In whole Tabang Barisam applications, outside normally you submit PM from an empty land, PM, OSC, you go to building plan. OSC approved, then you can COW start work. Correct? Correct or not, architects? But in Tabang Barisam, no. If you involved in PM, you have to go to PM first. Pra-Rendingan Warisan first. You have to submit your Pra-Rendingan Warisan, which means PM, table to TRP they will look at your architectures, everything. Once TRP per artwork, you got that letter, only you can go to OSC say you want to submit your gap. Okay? Extra. Okay? So previously, when you got PM, let's say this is PM, you have to go to PM, then go PM. During your submissions of PM, you have to include one HIA, Heritage Impact Assessment, from a third party to evaluate your developments. Okay? And after that, previously also, if you are involved in heritage submissions, when you want to submit building plan, you also need to submit PRA-PV. Then only you go to building plan. So this is the next questions. Right now, still got PRA-PV or not?
Wait for your announcement.
Wait for my announcement. That means you don't know. I don't know. I'm so sad. Now tell me. Okay. Besides these 4 categories of buildings, actually there is a restrictions as well. The whole Taparisa is divided into few zones. So when you want to design, want to do any research of how much of the wind, please look at here. Okay? In whole Taparisa, you cannot have similar to one need. You cannot have budget hotel. Okay? That's whole Taparisa. Remember that all the activities, all the business that already happened before the SAP Gazette is still can run your business. But after the SAP Gazette, you say you want to do recycling outlets, you want to do petrol station, printing outlets, right now, no. You submit plan, sure, cannot approve. Okay, and you see, when you say you want to do hotel, not the whole Taparisa you can do hotel. Okay, you only allow at waterfront zone, tourism and leisure zone, and financial zone only. So do read this. All this is in our SAP before you explain to your client. Okay, not everything can do in whole Taparisa at his real money. So for example, the hotel. This is whole Taparisa, right? Only this color, and this color can do hotel.
Yeah.
Can? Yes, I start now.
Do a homestay site consider one time? Homestay, let's say, is a registered building.
At this moment, no homestay yet in Taparisa. Taparisa only allow boutique hotel, star-rated hotel.
Let's say if I buy a house there, I leave house there, gas station. How does that work? So,
At this moment, there is no lessons under TIP, we call not but in that procedure. Okay, at this moment, we don't have yet. So actually, states and local council is right now study on this backline. Soon will be announced.
so we all let you live out there. I mean,
It's illegal. Right now, it's illegal. No lesson yet. Okay.
thank you.
Okay, we go for applications. Okay. So when you want to submit PM, building plan, or plan permit which involved in Taparisa, go to OSC. Okay, submit to OSC. When you want to submit permit or in Taparisa, you want to draw mural painting, also you have to get permit. Okay, so submit through ILCS. When you want to submit If in OSC, only architects, planner can submit, and some is AGL, okay? But in ISS for the permit, owner can submit, contractor can submit on behalf. Okay?
That's got variation.
For your information, when you want to submit mural painting, you submit to ISS. After you submit, we will refer your mural painting design concept, everything. There, under the state, there is a public art review panel. Okay? Under the state, there is a public art review panel to review your design, whether okay or not suitable in for the horizon or the OUV. Once the committee approve, only the license is given to you, to the artist to draw.
Very that.
Mostly is you have to follow OUV. Our OUV only. Don't draw something that challenge the OUV. Okay. So just now I stated there is a heritage impact assessment (HIA) that you have to submit during your 12 PM submissions. Then also you have to submit the dilapidation report, method statement, mitigations, color scheme. Okay? In Taparaisan, whatever developments that you want to do, whether in building plan, in KM or in permit, you say you want to repaint your building, you have to submit your color chart. Okay? There are others. For example, that one we will be asking HEPs. And also sometimes we will be asking measure drawing. So this is the documents that we need during the submissions. Okay?
Sorry.
Eric, sorry, HIA assessment. Yeah, done some before. When does it actually kick in? Let's say you do a very small, a renovation. Do you still need HIA or is there a certain category where it becomes
When you submit, yeah.
Yeah, irrespective of how large. Let's say
Sure. All the 12 PM.
all PM.
Yes.
Thank you.
All developments involve PM is a compulsory documents. Okay. And this is a heritage building material that you have to take care and take notes, which is timber, stone, clay, and lime. Okay. Then bridge to the end, upper facade, like I just now told you all, the lower facades, the airwell, 5-foot way, and all the decorative items, elements you have to maintain. Okay?
So Chelsea.
Again, architects want this. How to get a submission approved first? So,
Wait for your announcement.
wait for my announcement, huh? Can. When you wait for my announcement, I'll give you a good announcement. But architects also have to take their own responsibility, correct or not? Yeah. Yes. Okay? I'll show you. This is the 10 mistakes that we always see in the plan from architects. Okay? Upper and ground facade. They change themselves. Okay? Cannot. Your original architecture, please follow back. Don't simply change. Your error design, your error is at left. Within left, don't change to right. Okay? Your error is here, don't change and back. Don't move in front. Okay? And your opening, in SAP stated very clear, your party wall only allow maximum 50% of the total plan. Don't open it. The roof, wrong roof that out. Okay, like to change the design and the terracotta tiles and the timber floor. Always like to change. And the 2-meter setback on the abutting lot. 2-meter setback is a compulsory which stated in the UDTL and the ROW. Then incomplete drawing and also your with HIA. So please capture this then your approval will be fast. Okay, architect, yes?
Yeah. But
That means this is one unit, this is second unit, okay? So your owner have 2 units. So this is your party wall, right? Correct? So some owner want to do business, you want to open, right? But this party wall in SAP you only allow 50%. That means this land you only allow 50% open. You want to open here a bit, here a bit, here a bit, also okay, but only maximum 50%. You don't come in and tell me you want to open 60%. All open, that means they can cross over with our wall. Here, maximum 50. We calculate, okay? We will use our machine. We calculate, okay? Here. So today you can see a lot of enforcement in Four Island, not only Taparisa. So why enforcement? One is to make sure legal, the buildings is run legally. Second is to make sure the OUV is being protected. Okay. So in normal Four Island, we will issue 2 types. One is the work is under construction, another one is already occupied. Okay? Whole Taparisa, after 17 years to be described as a Taparisa, what challenge that we face? Yeah. This statement in 2017 stated that the property raised 300% the price. I think everybody is in the know before Unesco come in, the properties of Georgetown were design is low, and today is very high. This is 2018 statement, 300%. Okay? From our study, in 2023 to 2024, between these 2 years, there is 77 transactions in the whole Taparisa. And the range of per square feet, you can see, is 860 to 1,970. It's very expensive Taparisa. But until today, still very demanding because big players still buy.
G.
Why?
That's what.
Because you can see airport tourists come in today, it's very high. And in whole Taparisa, we have a student here. It's very near in our household. You see, in 2024, we got 650,000 international tourists. This is not local, not included, it's just international. So it's a place where a lot of economies moving out. Another statistic shows to everyone here is all the tourists enter to Penang, either mainland or the whole island, almost 50% is living in Georgetown. Okay, about 50% is living in Georgetown, Christian. So this is the challenge that we face. Chieftain is OUV, and this is how we need a management, right? The issue is we are having gentrifications and displacement. A lot of local, original, old people staying in Taparisa. The actual state facts is moving up because rental go up. Over tourism in Taparisa. And also, what you want? we want conservation or we want development. So both we also need in the process. So this is all the challenge that we need to tackle, right? And another main issue is you can see the statistic. 10-year statistics from 2009 until 2019, residents coming down 32%. This is the thinking heritage. It's really true. But over here, you can see it's increasing. People is entering corporations to do their business, to do activities. So, okay, residents coming down, but the populations coming to corporation is increased, which to rather actually be change. So what is the initiative from councils? Yeah. This is the initiative from councils. So for example, in corporations, you will need to prepare physical car parks, but you have to pay lah. And you don't need to prepare bus day, and if you involve building line in front or LW, you also no need to give lah, okay? This is the incentive that we given when we received inscriptions in 2008 because of different governments. So federal is giving 20 million shooting cities to give to corporations, stakeholder. Then in 2024, federals also giving state 25 million. From the 25 million state made decisions, 16 million go back to heritage building. When based on our statistic right now, 51 out of 82 receive the fund, and this is capital building. So totally the set gift is about 17 million up to the stakeholder. Okay. Next time, if you are all poverty, then still have incentive, remember, come and apply. Okay. So we also try to create a pedestrians friendly public transport.
Right.
And traffic and public safety. And also the heritage, because in heritage we got tangible and intangible. So both we also need to take care. Okay? And also adaptive reuse. We can see this is all Cat 2 buildings, heritage Cat 2 buildings, where they try to adaptive reuse the whole building. Okay? And councils believe that inclusivity is very important and we need public engagement. Yeah, when the spot engagement, public engagement, empowerment, so that we believe two-way communications is still the best one. This is why today I'm here to listen from you architects, right? So actually we have this town hall, we have public engagement, we have task force, consultations, then we have public awareness, we give brochures, then we have education program, artisan hubs, and benchmark visit with our departments. Yeah. So, okay, this is what's given one. What has changed in guidelines since 2003? Yeah. Next slide will answer your questions. Actually, probably already obsolete since 1st January 2024. Okay, that means previously when you want to submit building plan, you have to submit PRA-PB, only you can enter PB. Right now, since 1st January 2024, you only submit building plan, but our department will trace from OSC. If your developments involved, we will take it out, payable in GRP for you all. To shorten the time, to make you all easy. Okay or not? This one already started since 2024. Okay. So, this is the fee. Okay. The fee to submit in Tapa website. So don't always make mistakes. Make sure your first submissions you already got approved. First submission is 400 already. So make sure you submit first time. If you submit first time, you don't want to make sure it's correct, then you have to submit second time, then you have to pay 800 for it. Yeah?
That's a story in my life.
Do you all aware of this guideline? PAM Northern Chapter already sent out. Okay? Started from 1st October 2025. If your submit plan, you know RW, you have to follow. Try or not? Try or not? So in Taparisa, if you involve RW, you got chance.
Yeah.
Right? You can buy 500 per square.
Hold on.
Good luck! Rather than you don't have the space. Correct or not? In outside, for example, here is the RW line. You cannot do anything here. Correct or not? But right now, by paying 500,000 per square feet, you own this space.
Yep.
In long term, it's benefit to the owner. But this is only applied in Tapak Waisa.
Very basic.
No. Why I have to answer your why there is a charge? Because when state or council want to ask you for the space, we have to buy also. We have to buy by market rate also. So this is not market rate. This is the discounted rate. Okay, 500 per square feet. So you still have chance buy the RW. Okay, but have to discuss with our engineering departments. Okay. The RW is, you see, in your client's land. Your client's land. In whole island, once you involve RW, you have to surrender. Correct or not? So in Taparasan, since 1st October, you still got chance to purchase it.
Thanks.
Okay.
Let's send back out.
Next,
Episode.
from 1st January this year, all the submissions involve PM, pra-PM, that is pra-PM, compulsory to submit BIM. Okay? From 1st January this year. So you have to submit during pra-PM, PM stage, building stage. Okay? Submit through our VIP system. Okay?
Now don't need.
Huh?
Now don't need. Now not you already did.
Sure.
Alright.
Confirm. This one confirm. Wait, the letter is out to pen on the chapter already. This one already table is split. No objections also. Okay? Okay. Next. You want to do business in Tapak, you have to give 50 ringgit per license. We started this March. All the lessons in Tapak, extra 50 ringgit.
So,
Yeah, I don't think you're involved. This is the businessman, okay, where they open a cafe, they want to run a new business, then they need to under the new license. When your client asks you, this is under your license. Next, this is a hot, just announced yesterday. Yeah, it's a hot, and I hope this can help stakeholders and architects. I explain to you all. This deadline start 1st May. At least next week only start. Today you submit, you OSCG, you got a number, you also cannot get. Yeah, so only Taparesan. Only Taparesan. Your building outside also cannot enjoy this inside day. In this case, it's say if your shop, your house is residential, you want to do extension, the same, it's still building plan with maximum 1,005 square feet or 50%, which never comes first, correct? Correct now? Yes, so this is status quo, it didn't change. Here, if your building is residential, your client say, I want to do business, I want to change of use in ground floor. What plan do you submit?
Change of use. Change of use.
Change of use is what plan? Okay, right? Right? Keep up. Okay, right? Okay. This policy, no one care. This policy, this incentive, only building plan. This is only applied in Taparesan. If you want, you have a residential, want to convert your ground floor only to become commercial. Just start from 1st May, just submit building plan. Okay? But whatever fee, change of use fee, your car park fees, all will be in the building plan syarat. But you save a lot. You save PRA-PB, you save HIA, you save EM submission. And this process, at least you save 50,000 ringgit and also at least 6 to 9 months submissions. Only the footprint, existing footprint. That's boring. And the venue, back to other women's under getting high,
If they put up a design that is not suitable and not in sympathetic with the existing surrounding, so how do you want to control? Is it going to go through TRP as well?
This is all go to TRP.
It's not going to go
Yes.
to TRP.
All plan go to TRP.
But without HIV?
Yes.
Alright.
All plan go to TRP.
Are you sure without HIV?
Yeah. This is SPC approved. Okay, So, just now the first scenario, the second scenario, right now the third scenario, where if you are existing commercial, residential, you want to do extension, that means your existing is scale, and you want to do extension. So what plan you submit? Okay, right? Right now in this policy, you only submit building plan. Oh, cannot. You only limited to both this, you cannot extra story. You only allow 1,005 square feet or 50% maximum. Okay, this guideline you have to understand. You cannot say want to add from 2 story to 3 story, cannot. Like our building, residential, if you want to submit building plan only in outside the whole island, you also cannot do additional floor area. Additional,
So, yeah.
What about the scene song?
Shophouse, existing heritage.
This
This is for heritage building only, not for new building.
let's see the in
Shut up, shut up, shut up. This is for. This is only for Cat 2 heritage building. This policy only help the heritage building.
the school then side to
The TKM, TM.
tap wood.
You mentioned two-story. What happens actually divide into extend two-story? But how would that sustain it? You
This one.
here's more. So I because you're about national is just about 4.5 or 500. But
At this building one first floor, ground floor, level 1 is not allowed 4.5.
you can go and so you're talking about that then.
Ground floor.
They think no certain sorts.
So because you said G Korea just like oh yeah, user salary but it'll be higher than like it was and I just was about 5 now. You sound even though I was good all the rest of it went to the out and fine, right?
But we still want the original profile extend. We give you incentive, but we need the roof profile. Just now I got stated roof profile is very important. Yeah.
I mean, you could for us it's saying like I was one of but it's all and fire from top. Still make 10 efforts. The ground falls well, that right still bad.
But you are not allowed to just 4.5 meter in level 1. Only ground floor.
Is that level 1?
No, ground floor you can do 4.5 in residential also outside. You allow 4.5. When you submit your residential, you say 1 second, level 1 become 4.5, the plan also cannot go. This is the existing guideline. 4.5 you are allowed in
And the ground floor.
ground floor.
It was still without see normally your heritage is not 3.6. Think like average that. You could follow a time and then okay, but I don't talk about the young, but it's still higher than existing.
Your case, every cases, we will table in TRP. So if we go through your profile, it's not similar or higher with the surrounding, then we will ask you to materials of how is based on the background of TRP. So normally we want the similar type, the flow tolerance.
But what I'm saying is special, yes, I do agree when you go to TRB people come out of it. But there's no actual people that on the guidelines for architects to follow. See, so it comes very all right. If the classic happens, it's like not all that. And you submit and then TRB is sorry come out. But I'm saying, where's the guy? Told me that this is kind of like TRB. Actually, got to stay that one is good.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good. I thought
No, you have to understand, whatever we think the incentive is, we want to facilitate all the architects and stakeholders. If you want to get, let's say right now, your first roof and second roof is here. Suddenly you say the extension, third roof, you want to be like that. What we can think, you have to have another masonite floor. Correct or not? But you cannot. If you want to have masonite floor, submit KM. So this is why your roof profile is here. We still want the same profile at the back.
yeah, read my point. I'm trying to state this. It's okay. About words, 18 meters maximum, right? So I know that 18 meters. But because there's no firm guideline at the back, I can, try to slowly, great as well. So what I'm trying to say is, they should firm guideline. Yes or no?
We take note your suggestions because right now we are doing our SAP thing that I'm. Thank you for your point. I will take note this time. Thank you. When you somebody have to take care of it. No. Okay. So in that criteria, understand already, right? So whatever you do is in your footprint, Right now, very easy. Advise your client, please submit plan. Okay, save a lot of time, save a lot of money. But when your client says they want to change commercial to commercial, commercial to office, how? KM.
Yeah.
Okay, still in KM stage. Okay? Can I?
Okay.
Why mom didn't ask? Why didn't give incentive?
That better.
Don't want the incentive. Shop, office, don't want. What I don't want? Don't want. Who want the incentive? Shop, office, undertake, unit plan only. Only two only. This is not half of the room.
But that's good. Good point.
If I got news, good news, I'll let you know. Okay?
So it's nice.
Okay, so it's stated that there is a guideline that under the planning department tidak terpakai di Taparesan because under the planning department you need PM. Okay, so you have to understand this one tidak terpakai. Then there is a guidelines also dibatalkan and start 1st May. This letter I will send to them by next week because it's just announced yesterday.
Yeah. Hey, God.
Okay, whole Taparesan actually is a tourism attraction. Okay, so before we go in, can I ask you all one question? In Penang, we got GDP. Do you think that Penang manufacturing is higher or service is higher? Who can answer me?
Manufacturing.
What? Wrong. Service is still the highest. Okay, this is why we need tourism. Okay? Service is still the highest in Penang in GDP. Okay? So in whole Taparesan, we got North Seafront, we got East Seafront, we got Clan Jetty, Little India, and Streets of Harmony. This is all in assembly. Okay? I just abstract everything, simplify it to you all. So this is some of the images of our North Seafront. We also yesterday announced we received a Unesco award on our seawall. Okay. Then council is spending more than 45 million for the past 10 years to upgrade the whole North Seafront. Okay. East Seafront is now what we are doing on site, our Penang Nature-Based Climate Adaptation Program. And we have our Clan Jetty, we have our Little India, we have our Streets of Harmony, and we have our cultures. Cuisine, right? Then of course we have our own streets life, our street art. We have our backlinks under our previous Panara. We did a lot of these project revitalizations on the backlinks. Right now we have more than 9 kilometers that link in the Taparesan that we can walk through backlinks. Yeah. So coming up is design opportunity, new opportunity to architects. Okay, now, not only heritage, not only creativity, adaptive reuse. This is the new design that you architects have to take note. So based on study, it stated that in Penang, it's getting hotter and hotter and wetter and wetter. That means in 1981 until we forecast to 2050, it's being increased our temperature and also our rainfall. This is the book that we launched last year. Do get a copy and study. This is what Penang is right now.
Chihuahua. Run. Run. Hey, I curse for war. Run. My sweat.
We just give in 2024 16 million.
We want.
New one.
So,
We also want. Once we get approval from federal, if federal still give us, sure we will give back to stakeholder. We are applying now. So under, if you are familiar with Plan 2030, where by our CM, where our vision is to have a family-focused, green and smart states that inspire the nations. It's stated very clear that Penang intend to lead the nations by developing Malaysia's first climate adaptations plan. So this is why PME CAP is here. Penang Nature-Based Climate Adaptations Program. Yeah. So when you are in MCO, we are working in office, doing a meeting between TCT, JPX, and MPPP to write a proposal back to World Bank Adaptations Fund, this fight for the money. So we successfully to get USD 10 million from World Bank to implement these projects. In the USD 10 million, Council received 3.5 to 5 million to do up these 5 outputs. Yeah. So this is the area that we zone it as nature-based climate adaptation zone. Okay, heritage area complex. Okay, but it's still a place where it's climate resilience because of the original design of the heritage building and the material. Okay, so as an architect, do we design for people or for vehicles?
it is very easy.
People or vehicles? People, right? Correct. That's right. So remember, this is very fundamental questions. But the important is we have to make people first. Okay? So in this project, we did a lot of inclusivities, like public engagement, we talk to everybody, and before we come in with proposal and design. So for the first pilot projects that we did, we convert a very small neglected space in Taparasan, become a pocket park. So actually a small space also can become a climate responsive environment. Okay? In this project, we got 4 key elements where 3 selections. We have a study under access. So it's for cooling and biodiversities, then water features, microclimates, renewable, for heat reductions, and we got a spa system over there for sustainability. So in the whole project, before until today, we still capture the surface temperature, and it shows very clear that before until now, the surface temperature reduced about 24 degrees Celsius. Okay? So when you design correctly, make sure your sites, your development is resilient to the climate. Okay? So, Council agreed to expand the whole project. Right now it's in our district loop. Okay? Total is 2.7 kilometers and the cost is 34.7 million for the whole project and will be complete by this year. In these projects, we get a good study where urban material is very important. So you can see we study soil, granite and premix. Which one is cooler? Which one is cooler? Glass or granite or premix?
Brass.
Grass, right? Okay, so when you design, remember put your open space with grass mold. Don't hide your open space in between of your floor. Okay, so in this project, actually we did, if you all know, King Edward already opened some of it. From the King Edward study, also stated very clear in the surface temperature is reduced reduced 24 degrees Celsius. Okay, so in this project, we are trying to use different material. We have bitumen surface, we have permeable surface, and we have granite surface. And also we have IoT system, the sensor and display to show that the public, after the project complete, different materials create different temperatures. Okay, and this project also be used Spatial first in Malaysia to tackle the trees issues and also introduce kinetic orbit. Yeah. So climate is not only council responsible, it's everyone here, especially architects. You have to design and make sure it's climate. So heritage is not a barrier to climate change, okay? Only it's part of the solutions. So we can work together, right? Can or cannot? Can, we have to work together to make this city cooler, more sustainable for people to live, huh? Can or not? Yeah? Okay. So last but not least, how can I help you all to get this mind?
But still, we will.
Of course, your plan, if follow everything can approve lah. Correct or not?
No problem. Enough. Yes, but me want to see it fire. It's a very power. So, you know, but I'm feeling station. It's about that. It's your.
That's why in this project we started the soil cell. So right now, not submit to engineering, submit to landscape.
And so, shit.
Any questions that what I can help you out, or what you think I can change or I can improve in Taparasan, in our departments? This is the good platform.
The somehow when we find it recently. So like this power is not in that is for the duration and voicing their public on power department.
Bomba requirement. Actually, I'm also waiting for Bomba to work together with us. Right now, PEN is in charging with the Bomba being that nice on Heritage Building. So I think it may having second meeting to be looked at Bomba requirement on Heritage Building. So we also want Bomba to step in to help us actually. And whatever is it, we want Bomba come in, and at this moment, actually we are doing our SAP pavilion. So we want to link everything, make sure you take care, Bomba, public safety, user safety. So at this moment, we want everybody work together to come out a very good SAP pavilion.
Yeah. I know some resume again of all of this. During last winter, about that time, there was a scheme whereby certain areas that use private heritage about Warisan, but you cannot still always need area. But that area can be taken out and applied to another site outside Tabak Warisan. It was some development, I mean, saying point about the new how it grew. Is it still that? Yeah, sizable areas are still available. I know.
Right now,
I'm sorry, but maybe you can explain like some drop ratio, you explain now. I don't know the details so much because I also show what is the board now, where you can transfer the plot ratio instruct cannot do type of horizontal plot into another outside type of horizontal. And the other question is, how far can you transfer that additional plot ratio? Is there in a certain region? Can you do it what you allow? By the board?
Based on that guideline, it is plot ratio transfer. Yeah. So whatever balance plot ratios in type of horizon, you can transfer outside the type horizon, but maybe in the area, specific area, there is a line stated very clear. You cannot transfer the telepasang lah, parikulau lah, the one with telecom or no. This is individuals that there is a deadline, and this deadline right now is KIB for your information because we are studying. Then once everything okay, SPC agree, and we will announce. Yeah.
Johnson.
Do you all know plot ratio transfer? Yeah. You all know. Yeah. Any kind.
Earlier you mentioned that for category 2, having raised its contribution for owners to buy where the land that is in the our the people. So, but category 2 buildings also you mentioned earlier that they have a preservation technique and if anything they can do several extensions.
The one is K1 is double and then so that all you can adaptive reuse, you can build extensions, but still in the SAP, you have full story in the front. Outside area, you can go up to another story also in SAP.
So let's say the project is implicated by our recently part as a road widening, but at the same time, the intent is to preserve the buildings. So just a previous point is that our level if that building has previously been identified as a building domain.
Here, just now you got see in front of the facade, if you involve RW, we don't touch because it's in the heritage building. But when it's behind, there is a back lane that you have to RW set back everything, right? Then council engineering department will say you have to set back and surrender. So this is why you still can consider to buy back. The front we don't touch because it's heritage building. It's sometimes the whole lot also in RW because RW started before the Unesco come in. So there is a lot of cases where
On a lot.
involve RW. Almost all the lots is involve RW, but you don't touch it if you involve the front measures. Yeah, you don't touch, and we also don't touch it. Okay, only at the back sometimes or at the back of this corner. If you are a corner unit, this corner involved. If let's say you want to buy, maybe yes, if OS the proof. Yeah. No need. Yeah, but if just now I stated already, right? Yeah, that one is fake. Yeah.
My other question is that since these just probably more vantage students came and later after that all the two calculations are made, should there be a discussion with engineering department to wait for, not to wait or but to only look into it with possibility of it because as you mentioned with some parts of it, the whole lot is inside an island.
We will study it in this law. So, and why is that come in? Yeah, because in whole operation, they think this is 6 unit 1 unit. Some already surrender. Only 1 or 2 not yet surrender. In this case, you cannot buy also. Engineering will say no, you cannot. You are not allowed. But if 1 row never touch, engineering may say yes. So it still depends on, and this is why when we come up, we study this guideline, we say we cannot totally obsolete the RW, because right now a lot of site still got some already surrender.
So what if the owner, let's say if he have no intention to submit the monument? So if that lot is part of the economy or the transfer it
No, we don't touch when you don't set you don't submit.
I give it you said there I'm sorry. Thing is that about the traffic mainly we explain how it is what part of the song or like just it's like
Oh,
Okay. So this year widen. Right now, council try to widen the pedestrians lane. This is why we can see in our handicap projects, the streets, we are widen the whole projects. We are start here to widen the whole. Then we have shaded. So in the whole projects for district 2.7 kilometers, actually more than 3 kilometers trees, we are going to plant about 900 trees. And in above 1.5 meters, we are going to plant 1,000 trees. So we want to make the cities well walkable and shaded. People can walk, you know me. Drumming. Yeah. Then Tampa coffee zone. So we still in study. Once our that zone finish up, we will be have housing zone April. Then right now, if you are you all know there is a cat bus.
yeah.
Yeah, cat bus is free in whole Georgetown. You can just take and go Georgetown as free. And the fee is MPP. Yeah, really.
What is that ours?
Yeah, yeah.
Each other.
Yeah. And for your information, last few years, actually we sent a proposal back to an MOD to have barbecue, something like that in Tabarasa. But due to safety concern, there's no door, so it's being rejected. So right now we are studying with in how to minimize the size back. And one of it is the neutral use of the record on the earth. Correct? You all try or not? Record on demand.
Yes.
How much?
3.
You can. What is it, Marcy?
Not 8 one.
Wrong.
1.5, 5.5.
1 ringgit only. Ayo, you all said you all try. 1 ringgit only, okay?
Brand new.
So we have a bike sharing system and also bicycle lane. Yeah? In whole island, we also have bicycle lane, and right now engineering is doing about it in the past day. Yeah?
How the neighbors.
Trees in the fall without tap prices. And let's say we share a true earth favorites. We okay. How about for
The inside.
If you do conversion from residential to residential, all the fees you have to pay. Yeah. Residential, if you maintain residential, then you propose you want to convert, then you have to write back to engineering. Then you will be studying in a TRP, if CAP, of course.
this?
If your house never do any increasing of size or any development change of use, you are able to any payment. Or if you involve car park, yeah, yes. Yes, if let's say on site right now got 10 or 5 car parks, then we will charge you because PSP also charge us. Yeah. You all know PSP? Don't know.
That's not really good.
Don't know. The next party don't always use their pass.
There's a 100. It's
Oh, okay.
Some
Okay, any questions?
kidding.
Yes, please.
Can.
Any questions there?
Yes. What about the height control?
Height control. Tadi tak dengar.
After. What? What about the height control? You steer and
Yes. This is our commitment during we submit to UNESCO. So, very difficult to choose.